Boys and girls, I have a great story for you all today. And I want you to look at the front cover.
Lily's Big Day.
Lily's Big Day. You're right, Jalen. Lily's Big Day.
That's a Kevin Hinks book.
It's a Kevin Hinks book. That's right. And what books have we been reading this week?
Kevin Hinks.
Kevin Hinks. We've read lots of books about Lily. And what is Lily's personality? Levia, what is Lily's personality?
Like a drama queen.
Drama queen. Do we have any drama queens in here?
Yeah, two.
Okay, let's not name names. Okay, let's not name names. What is a drama queen? Brennan, what's a drama queen?
It means they worry about themselves.
It's all about who?
Them.
All about who? All about who?
Lily.
Lily. Everything is such a big deal. We could say that she's a drama queen. Her personality is, it's just all about me. And she is a
Drama queen.
princess, too. She is a princess.
On our birthdays, we're all drama queens.
On your birthdays, we are all drama
Like my
queens. It's all about us.
party's
Now, Lily's big day. Aaliyah, what do you think Lily's big day might be?
She's probably having a first day at school, a first day at library.
Okay, first day at school, first day at library. Alan, what do you think Lily's big day might be? Or
I think it's about Lily wanting to be a flower girl.
you think? Okay. What do you think, Tess?
That he like Lily's like somebody's gonna get married, like just somebody's gonna get married, they're probably just gonna like just go their mom and dad
Okay.
and they're just gonna
So you
go
think
to
a big day
wedding.
would someone be getting married? Chloe, what do you think Lily's big day might be?
It's her first big day to go to school.
It's her first big day to go to school. How many of you had a
Every
big
day.
day the very first day of school? Yeah, it was a
worried.
big day the very first day of kindergarten, wasn't it?
I was kind of wary. I was like, oh, I want to go to school.
Listen, Aaliyah had her hand
I
raised.
was like, I don't want to go to school. They might have my outfit. I was wearing a lot of things. I was like, no, I don't want to go to school.
It was a big deal what you wore, wasn't it?
It was a big deal because I thought everybody was gonna be mean to me.
Oh, you thought everybody was going to be mean to you? Okay, well, let's find out what Lily's Big Day is about. And this is a Kevin Hinks book. And in our library, we have Kevin Hinks books. Okay, so in our library, so when we get finished reading this, where would we need to put it?
Kevin Hinks.
In Kevin Hinks being, okay? Lily's Big Day. There's the title page, Lily's Big Day. Can't,
Good job.
what are you asking yourself right now?
Why is the big day? What is the big day?
A good reader always asks themselves questions. And are you just like, oh, I wonder what her big day is about?
Yeah.
And you're
I
wanting
know
me
what her
to
big
hush
day-
so I could just read it?
Yeah.
Because you want to know what her big day is about? Okay, let's read it. That's what a good reader always does, ask themselves questions. One day, Lily's teacher, Mr. Schlanger, announced to the class that he was going to marry Miss Shotwell, the school nurse. Lily's heart leaped. That means she was excited. She had always wanted to be a flower girl. It will be the biggest day of my life. It will be the biggest day of my life, said Mr. Schlanger. Mine too, whispered Lily. At home in her room, Lily practiced being a flower girl. First, she changed into something more appropriate. That means she probably changed into a dress more appropriate for a wedding. We wouldn't wear jeans or shorts or flip-flops to a wedding, okay? Then she held her head high and she smiled brightly and raised her eyebrows. Let me see everyone hold your head up high. Raise your eyebrows.
I'm a Texas.
And she turned her head from side to side, and she carried her hands proudly in front of her. Let me see you carry your hands proudly in front of you. Proudly means she was just so thrilled to be there. She was honored, okay? And she hummed, "Here comes the bride." And she walked the length of her room very, very slowly, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It will be the biggest day of my life.
I have a text to self-connection.
What is your text to self-connection?
My sisters, when we were going to spend out with my great grandpa, my sisters forgot their church clothes, and so they had to wear jeans to church.
Did you not think they were dressed appropriate for church?
No.
Sometimes it's okay to wear jeans.
They got embarrassed.
Oh, they were embarrassed because they weren't dressed appropriately?
Yes.
That was a good text to self-connection, Tess. Okay, let's finish reading, okay? Who are you pretending to be tonight? Asked Lily's mother at dinner. I'm not pretending, said Lily. I'm a flower girl. Well, who's getting married? Asked her father. Mr. Schlanger, said Lily. Really? Said her mother. Really? Said her father. Really, said Lily. He's going to marry Mrs. Shotwell. He told us today, and I'm going to be the flower girl.
Her same name is Lily.
You are? Said her father. Did Mr. Schlanger ask you? Said her mother. Oh, not yet, said Lily.
What was she doing?
At bedtime, Lily's mother said, Lily, there are so many students in your class. Mr. Schlanger couldn't possibly pick just one to be a flower girl. Her father said, that wouldn't be fair. He probably has a niece, said her mother. Maybe Aunt Mona will get married someday, said her father. Do you understand what we're trying to say? Asked her mother. Lily nodded. Are you sure? Asked her father. Lily nodded again. After her parents left her room, Lily said, I understand that I'm going to be the flower girl. Does she understand?
No.
What is she determined to do?
Be the flower girl.
Picture.
She's determined to be the flower girl. The next day at school during sharing time, Lily said, I've always wanted to be a flower girl, even more than a surgeon or a diva or a hairdresser. A diva is like a rock star, like Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
The following afternoon, when Mr. Schlanger had recess duty, Lily picked up a handful of weeds at the edge of the playground. She carried the weeds proudly in front of her and walked very, very slowly past Mr. Schlanger until the bell rang. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the morning after that, Lily went to the light bulb lab. That is a place where you have an idea. A lot of people say, I have an idea, or I have a light bulb over my head. That means they have an idea. And she went to the back of the classroom and she drew a self-portrait. It said, me, Lily, the world's best and most famous flower girl. I'm better than the bride, more beautiful than the bride. I'm smarter than the bride. This is the best drawing I've ever done in my entire complete life. She's such a drama queen. Mr. Schlanger called Lily up to his desk during quiet reading time. We know about that time, don't we?
Yeah.
Lily, he said, I can tell that you want to be a flower girl, but unfortunately, my niece Ginger is going to be the flower girl at my wedding. Lily's heart sank. That means she was very disappointed. But, said Mr. Schlanger, I also want you to know that everyone in the entire class will be invited to the wedding. We can all dance together at the reception. The reception is a place where you have a party after the wedding. There's food and dancing and a band maybe. It's really fun. It'll be fun. Lily's stomach really hurt. This seems really important to you, said Mr. Schlanger. Lily's cheeks turned pink. Do you think she was embarrassed?
Mm-hmm.
You know, said Mr. Schlanger, I was just thinking that you might like to be an assistant for Ginger. That means to help somebody. So he's thinking that she could help Ginger. You could stand with her and keep her company until she has to walk down the aisle. You could make sure her dress isn't crooked and that she holds her flowers properly. Lily considered this. That means she thought about it. You could remind her to walk slowly, said Mr. Schlanger. Lily considered some more. You could wear a corsage, said Mr. Schlanger. Do you think Lily wants to be the assistant? What do you think she's going to do? You think she's going to? You think she wants to be the assistant, or do you think she wants to be the real thing?
Real thing.
Which is the flower girl? Okay. Keep that thought in your head, what you think she wants to do. Okay. Oh, all right, said Lily. If you really need me so much, I'll be the assistant. Lily tried to get excited about being Ginger's assistant. Weddings wouldn't even exist without flower girl assistants, she told her baby brother Julius. I have a special responsibility, she told her parents. When her Grammy took her shopping for a new dress for the wedding, Lily told the clerk, that was the person that was helping her pick out a dress and checking her out, she had to pay that person. A flower girl assistant is very important and glamorous. But when it really sank in that she would not be walking down the aisle carrying a bouquet with everyone watching, a bouquet is the group of flowers that she'll carry. They call it a bouquet when it's a bunch. Lily pretended that her teddy bear was Mr. Schlanger. She made him sit in the uncooperative chair. It's kind of like a sad chair where he didn't listen. You can just stay there forever, she said. As the wedding drew near, Mr. Schlanger counted down the days on the chalkboard. One day closer to the biggest day of my life, he would say. One day closer to the biggest day of Ginger's life, Lily would say. Is she happy?
No.
And still at home in her room, Lily practiced. She held her head high. Hold your head high. She smiled brightly. She raised her eyebrows. Raise your eyebrows. And she turned her head from side to side and carried her hands proudly in front of her and hummed, "Here comes the bride," and walked the length of her room very, very slowly. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Look at her. The day of the wedding finally arrived. Lily hoped and hoped that Ginger would have pink eye or a bad fever or just not show up. But she was there and she was all ready. Her dress was straight and her flowers were properly. "Are you sure you want to do this?" said Lily. "Oh, yes," said Ginger. "Are you sure you're sure?" "Oh, yes." "Are you really sure you're sure?" Lily hoped and hoped that Ginger would change her mind, but she didn't. It was time for the ceremony to begin. That means the wedding. A ceremony is something big happening. The music swelled. That means the music became really loud. Time for the bride to walk out. Everyone stood. The moment came for Ginger to walk down the aisle. Ginger didn't move. Mr. Schlanger motioned her forward. "Go," said Lily. Ginger was frozen. "Now," said Lily. Ginger was still as a stone. That means she was just frozen. "You can do it," said Lily. But Ginger couldn't. Everyone waited and waited and waited. No one knew what to do except for Lily. Lily scooped up Ginger and said, "Here we go." Then Lily walked very, very slowly down the aisle. She held her head high and smiled brightly and raised her eyebrows and turned her head from side to side and carried Ginger proudly in front of her. When she reached Mr. Schlanger, everyone clapped. "I knew this would be the biggest day of my life," said Lily. Lily was so excited she barely noticed the rest of the ceremony. Did she get her way?
Yes.
The reception was great fun. After the cake was served, Lily coached Ginger for the next time she would be a flower girl. "Now, I won't be with you at every wedding," said Lily. "I won't be able to save you every time." Together they walked back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, very, very slowly. Soon they were dancing. And soon after that, they were joined by Chester, Wilson, Victor, Julius, Mr. Schlanger, and Miss Shotwell, and many others. "It's the interpretive dance," said Mr. Schlanger. That means they were mocking Lily. "We're doing the flower girl dance," said Lily. Lily's family stayed at the reception until Lily was perfectly exhausted. She was so tired of all her hard work. "But there's something I have to do before we go," said Lily. She needed to find Ginger one last time. What do you think she's going to tell Ginger?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye and I love you.
Goodbye and I love you.
Yeah, probably so. Goodbye and I love you.
Goodbye and I love you. And when she did, she said, "Ginger, when I get married, you can be my flower girl." Did you love the story?
Now she's gonna be frozen again.
She's going to be frozen again. What do you think the meaning of this story was? What did you get out of the book? Tess, what did you get out of the book? What was the meaning to you?
Well, that Mr. Schlanger got married and Lily didn't get to be the flower girl, and then she picked up Mr. Schlinger's cousin.
Niece.
And she picked up her, and then she walked really properly and then put her down.
Okay. What was Lily determined to do in the story? E.C.?
She was determined to be the flower girl.
She was determined to be the flower girl. But could she be the flower girl?
No.
No, she couldn't be the flower girl.
She was a drama queen.
Why was she a drama queen?
She was a drama queen to be the flower girl.
She was. Everything was such a big deal, wasn't it? It was all about her, wasn't it? Now let me ask you this. Has there been a time in your life that you've really wanted to do something so bad? And you know what? I think in this story, Lily really wanted to do something so desperately bad. What was it? What did she want to do so bad? Be a flower girl. Chloe, when have you ever wanted to do something so bad?
When we were doing horse lessons, we ran out of chairs, and I wanted to do it so bad. Now we're doing it again.
You wanted to take horse lessons so bad? Aaliyah, what's something that you wanted to do so desperately bad before?
One time.
Put your hands down. Let's listen to our speaker, okay? Let's be good listeners. Put your hands down. Let's listen to the one who's speaking.
One time we praise dance once, and I said I want to do it again. Miss Courtney said we had to wait to Easter, but I wanted to do it right now.
What did you want to do? What was it?
Dance.
Dance?
Yeah, we was taking dance class, and then last time we danced, I said I wanted to do it
So
again.
you really want to do dance classes again? Okay.
But she said wait till Easter.
Wait till again? Okay. One more. Levia, what's something that you've wanted to do really desperately bad? Like Lily wanted to be the flower girl, and you were determined.
Well, one time, my mom for Christmas, I got this big trampoline, and the net wasn't hooked to the bottom of the trampoline, and my dad wouldn't hook the thing down, and I really wanted him to do it because I really wanted to jump on it.
What do you think that Ginger would do the next time she was a flower girl? What would your predictions be if the next time Ginger was a flower girl? What, Brennan?
She'd probably be another one.
Do you think she would freeze again?
I do.
You think she
Me
would
too.
freeze? What do you think Lily would do if someone else got married? Do you think she would be a drama queen again?
Say Lily would be.
Lily would be another flower girl? Do you think in the next Kevin Hinks book that we read, do you think Lily will be a drama queen?
Yes. Yes.
You think think she'll be a drama
She's been drama queen in all her books.
Do you think she's going to make a big deal about things in the next book maybe we read?
Probably so.
Okay.
Is that what we're reading?
Okay, I want you to listen because when I read this story, Miss Mack's going to put the books down. I want all eyes on Miss Mack because reading this story made me think of a text-to-text connection. Do you remember when we read Lily's Purple Plastic Purse? Mm-hmm. In that story, there was a big deal in the story, and it was all about Lily. And the thing that was all about Lily, what did she insist that she show the class?
Purple plastic purse that makes music in 3 dimes.
And 3 quarters, 3 shiny quarters, and shiny glasses, movie star glasses, and what?
boots.
And her boots. Did she want to show her boots? I think it was just her purple plastic purse, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably.
And her glasses. What was she determined to do in that book, in that story?
Show her purple plastic
Just to show the purple plastic purse.
And then what happened?
She got in trouble.
She got it taken away. And you know what?
She drew a picture of Mr. Sling.
And do you know what, boys and girls? Do you not recognize the characters in this story?
Yes.
It's the same characters page as in the story. The purple. And the same teacher, the same characters.
Except for Ginger.
Ginger wasn't in it. And characters are people that are in the story.
And the doctor wasn't in it too because she was right here and I kind of saw her face in the book.
You did, but we didn't read about her.
He
He didn't get married, but you know what? That was my text-to-text connection because this really made me think about Lily's purple plastic purse, how it was all about her. And you know what? Did she ever listen to Mr. Schlanger?
No.
She was determined to show everyone that purple plastic purse, and Mr. Schlanger kept saying, not
now.
Not now. And in this story, she was determined to be the flower girl. Very good. I want everyone to look at our 2 vocabulary words that we have today. I want everyone to say responsibility.
Responsibility.
I have a special responsibility, she told her parents. Responsibility. Do you see the word? It's a long word, isn't it?
Yes.
Responsibility. Lily said, I have a special responsibility. That is a duty or an obligation when someone is counting on you. You may have certain responsibilities at home. Jackson's responsibility at home is to empty the trash cans, okay? Do you all have any kind of responsibility here at school?
No.
You don't have any responsibilities at school? Livia, what is a responsibility that you have at school?
Be good.
Say, my responsibility is to be good.
My responsibility is to be good.
Rain, what's another responsibility we have at school? Not to be good. What's another responsibility, Desiree? Your responsibility is to keep your hands to yourself. Your responsibility is to remember the rules when we were goo-goo babies, the first day of school. And that's our responsibility, isn't it? Okay, I want everyone to say the next word. Everyone say glamorous.
Glamorous.
When her Grammy took her shopping for a new dress for the wedding, Lily told the clerk, a flower girl assistant is very important. Important and glamorous. Glamorous is something or someone that is charming or fascinating. Some people dress their pets up to be glamorous. I know all of you think that some rock stars are glamorous. Is your pencil glamorous?
No.
Would Hannah Montana be glamorous?
Yes.
Are the meanies glamorous?
No.
Would a bride be glamorous?
Yes.
Is your chair glamorous?
If you decorated it would.
Maybe if you decorated it like a queen's chair, absolutely.
Yeah.
What's something else that you know that's glamorous, Aaliyah?
When I went to my stepsister's wedding, me and my stepsister, we dressed the same, and both of us together, we were glamorous.
Because did you have on glamorous clothes?
Uh-huh.
Chloe, when's the time you've been glamorous?
When I've been riding horses
the dog is contrary to her, and the dog is glamorous.
Her dog is glamorous? I want everyone to listen. Do you think Lily felt glamorous when she helped Ginger with her responsibility by being the flower girl at Mr. Slinger's wedding?
Yes.
Was Lily, did she feel glamorous? Did she have a responsibility?
Yes.
So she had a responsibility and she felt glamorous, okay? So since we know the word responsibility means an obligation or a duty that we have, and glamorous is a time that you have just felt very important or just charming and fascinating, I want you to find a buddy to buzz with, and I want you to buzz about a time that you've been glamorous or a responsibility that you might have at home. Rain, you may buzz with Desiree, Jaylee and Tess. Shalandra, you may buzz with Caleb and Paige. Jalen buzz with Tom. Hunter buzz with Wyatt.
I love her clothes. It is red and white.
Caitlin, turn around and buzz to Alan.
I think I've been little.
Alan, buzz to Caitlin.
I think just with the
Brennan, turn around and buzz to Devin.
Longer hair. Yeah. I wouldn't try. Brown light hair. I'm trying to. No, and her light brown with curly
And guess what? The next dog that I get, I want to train it all the way because
Wyatt buzz with
if I get good grades, next before that time, that's what my dad said he might do.
There's Caitlin.
Okay, boys and girls, stop buzzing. EC, what did you and Olivia buzzing about? I just heard you buzz, 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 buzz. What were you two buzzing about?
Well, her dog is like, she has to keep, well, one of her dogs, she has to keep her puppies off the porch.
No, there's other dogs beside my house, and her responsibility is to keep them away from the porch.
Whose responsibility?
My dogs.
Oh, your dog has a responsibility to keep
She
the
has
other
two
dogs away.
responsibilities.
Okay.
She has to keep her puppies fed.
Oh, EC, you were a very good listener. You know why? Because I saw you look at the speaker. You were looking at Levia in her eyes, and you were a very good listener. And Levia, you were a very good speaker, I noticed, because you were watching EC and you were looking at him and you were speaking clearly. Did you find something out about EC?
Yes, he told him that his father. I don't remember what he said. Really.
Except I said.
He said the next day he's gonna train his dog.
So, well,
I don't really have a dog except it's like I'm going to get one over my house except it's going to either be an inside dog or an outside dog because if it stays outside, then it's going to be barking too much.
So how did you, if you do get a dog, will you use the word responsibility or glamorous?
Responsibility.
Because what will you have to do?
Train it.
So your responsibility, say my responsibility will be to feed my dog and train my dog. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Say my responsibility will be to my dog.
My responsibility will be to my dog.
Very good. I want you to put your hands down. I want you to listen. And boys and girls, we're fixing to write in our writer's notebook, and this is what I want you to do. I want you now to buzz with somebody and get that thought. Everyone look at Miss Mack. Get that thought in your head. Because green folders are fixing to go right in your notebook, and we don't want to go to our writer's notebook unless we have a thought right up here. So I want you to get that thought in your head of what you might go, that you want to write about. It could be something that's responsible. It could be something about that's glamorous. It doesn't have to be anything about this. It could be something that you have just wanted to share, that maybe you didn't get to share news this morning. It could be anything in your writer's notebook. So I want you to take just a little bitty time, and I want you to buzz with someone to talk about what your thought is going to be in your head. Chloe, go ahead and buzz with someone and tell them your thought in your head so you won't lose that thought. So that thought will go to the writer's notebook.
I'm writing.
I am going to train my dog.
Okay, boys and girls, stop buzzing. I want my green folders to go to your table. The rest of you stand up. If you go with Miss Donna, line up at the door. Boys and girls, remember Miss Mack is going to put this where? Go get your stuff. Kevin Hinks. Tom, I'm going to let you do that.
Do I go? Miss Donna.
Get your white box marker and eraser and get in positions.
Do I go?
No, you've got a green folder, baby doll. Okay, if you have a green folder, we're going to have to pull you out. That's still a note in it, is it? You're going to have to be pulled out if you can't do it quietly, okay? You need to do this part quietly, okay? My yellow folder, get into positions. Whoa. Devin, you go with Miss Donna.